Hey y'all, this is Troy Black. So welcome to Filibusted Breaking News. Today is May 8th, Thursday, and we've got some interesting news this morning. Donald Trump is actually going live right now, and he's talking about the new US-UK trade deal. So interesting. We're going to talk about some other stuff as well. The UK just cut a trade deal with India. India's been in the news. We did a whole live stream about India-Pakistan conflict yesterday. If you missed that, also we're going to be talking about the Surgeon General nominee, the crazy switch up that happens there. It's not weird to see Trump change the rules at the last minute. Also, a small India-Pakistan update for those that are following that story. Also, the conclave. Later today, we're going to be live streaming at 9:30 a.m. about the next pope, who it might be, and also the rumors of this might be the final pope. Is there any merit to that? So y'all check that out. And this live stream is actually going to push right into that live stream as well. Also, a few other smaller stories if we have time. So let's jump into this first story here. This is the Trump administration's announcement of a trade deal with Britain, with the UK. So I'm going to throw this up on screen here. I thought this was funny. This is me reading a headline about somebody else reporting on someone else's headline. So Fox News showed the New York Times headline this morning. And this is breaking news. This is happening right now. And Donald Trump is actually speaking live right at the very moment. So I'm going to see if I can actually, I'm not sure. It's still waiting right now. So it's not even playing, but let me read the Truth Social post that he posted last night. So this is all about the announcement he's going to be making today. So he said the agreement with the United Kingdom is a full and comprehensive one that will cement the relationship between the United States and the United Kingdom for many years to come. Awesome. That sounds great so far. Because of our long time history and allegiance together, it is a great honor to have the United Kingdom as our first announcement. So obviously there's been a lot of anticipation leading up to what's going to happen with these trade wars. Are we going to be making deals? Are we going to be regretting this decision to start to impose tariffs? Are the other nations going to lower their tariffs? Are we going to see China come into play at all? Are they going to play ball nicely? A couple interesting things. This, I believe, is going to start impacting essentially create a snowball effect. I believe that's what we're going to start seeing. It's going to start impacting the trade deals happening one after another. But China recently started to lower a lot of its tariffs and its taxes behind the scenes on some of its exports. And so kind of crazy. They're not willing to publicly say, hey, Trump's winning, and we're actually bowing to the pressure. They're not willing to say that publicly because they have to save face. But we are seeing some of the results of Trump's tariffs actually take place, even in China, which is the hardest target to hit in this case. So that's kind of a cool thing. We did a whole exclusive episode about that. If you're interested, members only episode where we talk about that and some other good news when it comes to the trade wars. So this was Trump's post. It looks like we're still waiting for this to play. So I guess Trump is still getting ready to play. So a couple things here though that they did talk about are how the United Kingdom is 9th largest trading partner with the U.S. And there's a lot. Obviously, that would mean there's 8 other nations, that are larger trade partners. But because of the history between the United States and the UK, and because of the fact that the UK is out in the forefront of international news a lot of times, and everyone wants to know what's going on in the UK, everybody's going to be following this. And I believe all the other nations are going to start to line up. So interesting breaking news happening just today. India's in the news as well, and we saw that recently the UK and India also came to a trade deal, and this was after 3 years of talks and negotiations. So some of the things that happened there, and I believe this could even come into crazy thing. What's happening between India and Pakistan is going to, throw a wrench in a lot of different things. So maybe even this trade deal is going to suffer because of that. But I believe this is going to be important as well. The UK recently cut a trade deal with India after 3 years of negotiations. The deal makes it easier for the UK to export whiskey, cars, and other products to India. Wow. So it's easier for people to drive around in their cars drinking whiskey now than it ever was before. And it cuts taxes on India's clothing and footwear exports to the UK. But there's a lot of opposition that's come essentially saying that it could undercut UK business, drive down UK wages, and make it harder for UK citizens to find jobs in their own country. Sometimes that can be, a result of a better trade deal with another nation. It just depends on the circumstance. So we're going to have to wait this one out to see. I feel like Trump came along, though, and said, hey, it took y'all 3 years to come to a negotiation. Someone hold my stake. I'm going to make this happen in about 3 weeks. So next in the news, again, Trump dominating the headlines. Trump's Surgeon General nominee. So one day before the Surgeon General nominee, Jeanette Neshawat, good luck pronouncing that one. I'm the worst. I shouldn't be doing this job. She was the would-be Surgeon General. She lost her nomination one day before she was supposed to go before the Senate and the hearing. And Trump has replaced her with a wellness guru and influencer, Dr. Casey Means. So there she is on the screen right there. She is not super well known, but some of the things she's done have aligned apparently with Trump's Make America Healthy Again campaign, under the leadership of RFK Jr. So that's why Trump decided to go with her. And also, I think there was some, there was some sticky stuff with the other nominee that Trump didn't really like very much. So if you're interested in that, I'll let you go figure that out for yourself, what that looks like. But next on the list, here we go. A couple updates about India, Pakistan. So if you want to know what's going on, go check out our live stream breaking news broadcast from yesterday. But a few interesting things that have happened since then. So Pakistan is claiming that it shot down 12 Indian drones and one attacked one military target, essentially. And so they're saying that they've done some things since then. But the problem is Fox News also reported on essentially a disinformation fight that's taking place right now. And so both sides, Pakistan and India, are releasing separate accounts and different types of information that don't necessarily correlate or agree. And so right now the world is trying to figure out what's true, what's really going on. We're actually going to be doing a longer story about the conflict happening between Pakistan and India. And we're going to be recording that later today and hopefully releasing it in the next few days. So if you're interested in what's the point of this war, what's happening here, what are the reasons, there's that, and it should help. Another thing that happened just today, this morning, Thursday, a blast was heard in one of Pakistan's eastern cities called Lahore. And right now, they're not really sure what the cause of the blast was. It could have been something civil. It could have been, just an explosion that took place, but it also could have been an attack, and we're not sure at this moment. So that's breaking as well. So in other news, the conclave continues in a second day after black smoke appears from Sistine Chapel. So this is crazy. Last night, 45,000 people were standing out in St. Peter's Square, anticipating the release of the smoke to see, if it's black, then that means the voting failed and they did not choose the next pope. If it's white, it means that the next pope has been chosen and they've successfully, had a majority vote. And so it's still black. And thank God, because we're supposed to be live streaming on this channel about who the next pope might be at 9:30 a.m. Central U.S. time, which is in about 15 minutes from now. So that whole live stream would have been messed up if they had already chosen the pope at this point. So anyways, if you're interested in that, y'all stick around, because right after this live stream is over, you're going to get pushed right into that one. And it's going to start on or around 9:30 a.m. U.S. Central Time. So the 133 Catholic cardinals will continue voting for the next pope, and we'll have to see how long that actually takes. A couple other things in the news. A few, maybe I was going to say fun things, but sort of fun, but not so much. Depends on how deep you dive into the story. So dozens of anti-Israeli protesters were arrested after taking over Columbia University's Butler Library. So these anti-Israel protesters were obviously pro-Palestine. They dressed the part. They made banners, signs, and all that kind of stuff. And one strange piece of information was that they had actually made signs remembering a anti-Israel kind of a front runner, someone who's been big in this cause. And they I think he died in 2017, something like that. And they put his face up on there. They put his name on there, and they ended up spelling his name wrong. So kind of strange that they didn't even know how to spell his name. And it seems like there might be some paid actors in there. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just saying. So their actions have left at least 2 school safety officers injured. And yet, obviously, the cops showed up to arrest dozens of them. So it seems like they might have forgotten their library cards, but let's hope they didn't forget their get out of jail free cards. I've been waiting 12 hours to tell that joke. Forget the police, though. I'd be scared of the angry librarians. You know, I don't know if you've ever been in a large old library like that. Last and least, the one fun story for today. Dad is left in shock by staggering cost of Disney trip. So this small businessman and dad's video went viral this week, getting I think over 8 million views. And Fox reported on it and interviewed him and his daughter just yesterday. And he essentially talked about how he went through and showed in the video format how he went through and saved all his receipts from Disney World and spent over $1,400 in one day with his family of 5. And between parking, you know, food, the rides, all that kind of stuff. And they asked him this question, was it worth it? You know, and the daughter was like, She was like, so the dad was like, I don't know if it's worth it or not, you know, the cost per ride. And the daughter was like, well, she's like, it was worth it to stand in line and hang out with my family, you know, because they didn't even have the fast passes. And the dad said it would be twice as expensive if they had the fast passes. And so the daughter's response was, I enjoyed standing in line and hanging out and talking to my family, right? That was what they spent $1,400 to do. And my thought is, you know what? If you turn the screens off and you just look at each other and sit around the table, you could do that for free at home over a bowl of Doritos. So there we go. Of course, with the new Surgeon General coming in to her position soon, maybe Doritos will be outlawed and we'll all have to be eating the off-brand healthy version of Doritos. But that's okay with me. We can still have a good conversation. So that's it. That's all I got for today. So y'all join us. You're going to be pushed right into a live stream that we're going to go live in about 10 minutes at 9:30. We're going to be talking about the Pope, the conclave, who the next Pope might be, and asking this question: is this the final Pope? Like many people are saying, is there any merit to that or not? So that's it for today. Y'all subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Go check out our members only content. You'll have to subscribe to the members only side of the YouTube channel, or you could go to locals.com. There will be links in the description below to that if you're interested, and I'll catch you later.